Today we're going to be designing some snowflakes. As you can see, I've got Mr. One-Eye Snowflake right here. These are the super mini snowflakes that I created. This is a much larger version, very cool. And this is that same one, just a little thicker. This is more for maybe a Christmas card decoration or a holder. Many things you can do with it. You can even make this a candle holder. There's a million things you can do. The goal here was to create some Christmas ornaments by taking a picture and putting it into Fusion 360, and then taking that picture and raising it up, extruding it. But the first step is to import the picture and then start the process of drawing out your design and then elevating it and then sending it through your slicer. So let's do that. If you're tuning into this channel and you've seen any of the videos, hit the like and subscribe button for me and the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything. And the only reason why I mention it is because the more people who subscribe, the more I know that what I'm doing is something that you guys are enjoying. Also, a little caveat to that, if there's anything you'd like to see me create in here, throw it in the comments. Let me know what you want to see me create, and I'll do my best to create it, and we can even do a live. Let's get started on this. Let me pull a picture into Fusion and we'll get going. Okay, we are in Fusion 360 now. Let's stop this recording and I'm gonna do a new one right now. Screen record in 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, let's get our sketch on this plane here. Create sketch, Bazooka Joe. We're gonna hit the image icon up top here above the word insert. There's a bolt and there's an image. We're gonna click this image and we're gonna insert from computer. And I pulled this image right off of Canva. You can get these images on Canva with the free. You don't need the subscription. I have the subscription because I do social media for myself and for companies, and I need the additional assets. But all in all, you can get a ton of free elements with Canva. It is completely free for people, and there's a lot you can do in Canva. So find an image of a snowflake or whatever your holiday is that you're looking to create. I did this very simple snowflake here because I want you guys to get the idea of how easy it actually is to do, and then you can build your skill set from there. So let's get this one in. We're gonna hit OK. And I want this to be a little bit bigger so we have an easier way to draw our lines around it. So we're gonna hit this sketch in our left trim tabs here. You've got canvas and then you've got the actual image. You're gonna click on the image, then you're gonna right click and hit calibrate. We're gonna go edge to edge here. We'll go from this edge of the snowflake, boom, to the other edge of the snowflake, boom. And now we're gonna make that 60 mil, because since it's already a square, since the image is already square, we don't really have to be too concerned or too terribly concerned about the image stretching in a different way than we want. Matter of fact, I've never had any issues putting images in here and using the Calibrate to get this to the right dimensions that I actually want. Okay, so we're done there. Now let's hit this plane and we will start our sketch on top of this image. So for these long bars, I would suggest just going with your standard rectangle, pulling a rectangle all the way down, leaving out the edges. You notice here, if you look in, I've left out the tip here because I can make a way to make that bend, and I'll show you guys 2 ways to make that bend. Throw it in the comments. What was your favorite memory as a child during the holidays? I'll give you mine. When I was younger and I grew up on Long Island, New York, my favorite time of the year was Christmas, obviously, because you get presents and it's exciting and there's decorations and all that good stuff. But the biggest thing for me is I love the snow. I love seeing the snow. So my favorite memory as a kid was watching the snow fall on Christmas. Throw it in the comments on what your favorite memory was as a child during your holidays. Okay, cool, we've got our first line here. Now, I cannot do another rectangle on an angle. So the angles, because since they're not perfectly symmetrical, you see they're on a bit of a slant, I'm not gonna be able to get my rectangle on that dimension. Maybe it's because of the lack of experience I have in Fusion. I find that as I use it, I start to learn more. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna switch to the line And I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did over here. I'm gonna go to the edge. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go down just shy of the tip there. I'm gonna do this, and I just saw my green line. Where'd my green line go? Matching with the other one. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I've connected that one. So I'm gonna repeat this process a few more times, and we will get the general shape of what we're looking to get here. And it does not have to be perfect. Remember, the first time you do this, just try it, right? Learn how to do it, learn the steps, and perfection will come, right? The more you do it, the better you'll get. So let us continue with our journey of connecting one line to the next. Go over here, and we'll connect them like that. And I can already see mine is not perfect either, so don't even sweat it. Cool thing about 3D printing is all you have to do is send it to the printer again if you don't like it, make some adjustments, and print it again. Let us get down to this line here, connect, there we go, boom, boom, boom. And this part's pretty fun. The other snowflake I did was much more intricate. And I'm not saying that to be boastful. I'm saying I picked a very simple one to make it, so you can get the hang of it, so you can see. And again, my snowflake didn't come out perfect. It came out okay, and I'm okay with that, right? Because it was the first one. All right, we are gonna continue on this journey here, connecting all of these lines. And this shouldn't take too terribly long because I'm zoomed in very close and I can see my image very clearly. And there's not many complex angles, curves, what have you on this one. But this part is the fun part because you start to understand how the system works. You start to get the hang of what makes these programs so powerful. You know, the other day I started working in Blender. I took 15, 20 minutes trying to learn Blender. I believe that will be an amazing asset to add. But for right now, you can do a heck of a lot in Fusion 360. And 3D rendering, while it is very cool and very useful and very lucrative, right now I feel that I take it one skill at a time. So, okay, we've got our main dimensions here. We've got the snowflake drawn out based on our JPEG that was underneath it. The JPEG we pulled from Canva, so this is royalty-free snowflake. I've taken that image. Keep that in mind too. You don't want to take somebody else's snowflake that they designed and not give them credit for it. Maybe if you're just printing for yourself, it's okay, but I would be very cautious about printing other people's designs and then going to try to sell what you're printing. Make sure it's your design of your own and or a royalty-free image like this. This is just a standard image that can be found anywhere in the internet. So this is this is the safest way to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make those little bubbles. So let's try conical curve. Let's go to the edge. Let's go to the edge. And that's good enough, yeah. See, it's really not the roundest at the top. Generally, I would like to put a round, what's it called? I would love to put, say, a circle, and that's how I did the other one. But for right now, we're just gonna do it the same way we've been doing it. So let's see, no, that's, the biggest pain in the neck that I see here is, on the other snowflake, I added circles because the snowflake has some circly shapes here. So that was the only circle I used. I kept the edges straight. For demonstration purposes, I'll show you guys how you can add these by just putting on these conical curves on the end. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going for your first snowflake, your first design that you take into Fusion, and take that design and turn it into an actual product, which is one of the coolest parts about 3D printing. I am beyond fascinated with how these things work, and I really, really enjoy the process. And I enjoy learning how to do this kind of stuff too. This is pretty cool. All right, and we're almost at the home stretch here. So a few more points on the edges here, and we're basically done with the drawing section. Now, bear in mind, if you've got a drawing that has if you're trying to take a picture of Santa and you want different layers and different thicknesses of his beard, I'm gonna do a video about how I would go about doing that. And the cool part about that video will be, it's gonna be my first time doing it. So we can all learn together on that one. Yeah, the flexibility that you have with these printers is very, very cool. And also, Bambu Lab, the printer I use is the Bambu Lab A1 Mini. They are very, very innovative with their software, and a lot of the community that speak about Bambu Lab are all saying the same thing. They're very keen on being ahead of the curve, meaning they're really looking to be recognized as a leader in the industry. And from my very, very humble opinion, which we all know about opinions, but I'm gonna say based on the research I did when purchasing the first 3D printer, I had gotten some info from another YouTuber that I follow that is in the media industry. His MO is media and creating with cameras and photos and videos and drones. His medium per se is in 3D printing, but he has showcased his 3D printer on his channel for a long time, and I follow him, and I've been following him a while, and I asked him, hey, what is a good starting printer? And that was what led me to the decision of the Bambu Lab. All right, we've got 3 to go and we are done. Thank you for your patience. And I'm excited to show you guys how this works because this is fun. And then when we print this thing, it's not gonna take much to print. It's gonna be a pretty fast print. For you guys, it'll be 5 seconds. For me, it'll probably be about 25 minutes, maybe half an hour or so. And this is it. Last one. Okay. Cool. We've got our image. We've got our drawings above the image. We've got all of our lines placed down onto this JPEG. In each point, every point is covered. The round edges are created. They're not really the roundest, but it's okay for demonstration. If you wanted to leave those out, you can. If you want to keep them in, you can do just what I did, or you can add a circle and have a big bulbous end. Cool, either way. Let's hit finish sketch. Okay, now we're gonna get this sketch and we're gonna elevate it, right? The trickiest part about doing this is not forgetting these little slices, right? Whatever they're called, I call them slices. So these little images here, we wanna get them all because we have intersecting lines, we've got points that are not one unit, and we wanna make sure we get all of these units. So we'll go around and we'll double check that we have everything that we need. And oh, keep in mind, if you're trying to highlight more than one object, you've got to hold down the shift button and then you'll be able to do it. Because if I let go of shift right now and I hit that button, it would only light up that one and it would, you know, deselect all of the other ones. So fairly simple. I think there's another way you can do this, and I'll try to do that after. I'll show you if I'm able to do it. I think I can, but this is the way I've been doing it. Takes a little bit more time, but that's okay. We're learning together, and that's all that matters. That's one thing that I really recommend when it comes to anything. Over the years, I've been doing different things and learning new things is don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid to research what you need to learn. Okay, cool. So all of my points are highlighted. We're gonna double check. I can see from the top here, everything is highlighted. We're gonna now hit E. After everything is selected, after we selected everything, now we're gonna hit the letter E, and we're gonna extrude this up 10 mil. Boom. 10 I think is too tall. Let's get our caliper tool. I think 10 is a little too large. 10 might have been, I think 10 was the way I did the very first one, this little baby green one. Yeah, that was 10. This was 6. This was 2.25. Let's take it to 5. Let's do a 5 mil. Oh, not 15. 5. Beautiful. All right. Okay, we are ready to print. It's that simple. Look at that. We've literally created our very first snowflake together, step by step, very, very easily. Let's save this file. Let's export it. So let's export the file, and we're going to name it YouTube Ornament, because this one we created together. And I'm going to keep it on STL, and we're going to hit export. Now we're going to go to our slicer, and we're going to find our YouTube ornament. We're going to double click it, and it's going to pop up in my Bambu Studio because that's the slicer I use. I've got my Allen key thing over here. We're going to leave that in there. I don't need it right now. Let's add another plate just so we can organize some of this mess, because right here are my little snowflakes, and I've got a really cool thing I'm going to show you guys in a little bit on that. Okay, cool. So we've got our snowflake. We've done our fusion. We've taken our image into fusion. We've drawn over that image after we've, calibrated its size so it's easier for us to draw. We've then exported that file into Bambu Studio, and we're about to print our very first snowflake. So let's hit slice plate. The slice is okay. Print filament usage is going to be 7.03 grams, so barely anything. Print time is 17 minutes. I'm going to do a time lapse so you guys can check this one out. And I'm going to do a time lapse on my actual camera so it's a little bit better of a quality. I haven't really seen a good video from the A1 Mini time lapse, so I do them with an actual camera. Keep in mind, if you don't have a camera, there's time lapse functions on your phone that work amazing. All right, so what color should we do this one? We've got purple. Let's do this one in gray, just so we can actually see a difference between the large ones. I've got the fairly decent size green, purple, and then the mini one. The gray ones here are very, very tiny, but this one's gonna be much bigger. So let's do this one. Let's hit gray again, and let's hit send. And we are gonna pick this one up. Cool. We are off to the races. The slicer is on its way doing its thing. We're gonna print this bad boy out. We're gonna check it out when it's done. And then I'm gonna show you a couple of cool things about these ones and some business ideas that you can do yourself. So to get back to these little ones here. Now, it might not focus because I'm gonna have to adjust my focus here. Of course, I was on eye focus. Now you can probably see it. And I'll get some B-roll shots on the table here where you can actually see these little things. How many women do you know in your life? Mom, sister, aunt, grandma, girlfriend, spouse, whatever. Anybody. Do they like wearing earrings? Are they into the holiday spirit? Do they get into wearing the decorations of the season? You know, some girls like to wear little pumpkins, little ghosts on their ears for the holidays. I think they're awesome. I think the idea is great. This is an extension of that. You can literally take these little tiny prints and turn them into something that you can give as a gift. Even if you don't want to make profit, even if your goal at the end of the day with 3D printing isn't to design something to sell, say your objective is just to have fun and print stuff and make useful products like this pen holder that holds multiple pens. It holds my guitar pick, it holds my chamfer tool, it holds my highlighters, my USB drive holder here, my audio interface holder. The sky is the limit with these things. I have so many ideas that I have written down, and I keep getting ideas all the time. It's just a part of life, right? You think of things like, hey, wouldn't this be better? And you say, well, can I print a solution? That's where I was at with this. I'm thinking, hey, the holidays are coming around, and I want to create something that I can give to my friends and family. And this is one of those things. I'm gonna create a couple of these different colors. I'm gonna do 2 colors on this. I'm gonna make a version this thin, maybe a touch thicker. I'm gonna make a couple of versions a little thicker, and I'm gonna do 2 colors. I'm gonna do a stop, or I'll use the AMS or not, it doesn't matter. I've showed you that hack in the short. I'm gonna make one side green, one side yellow. I'm gonna go to the hobby store, get a little tiny bit of spray glue, get some gold dust on there, and make it look really Christmassy. You can do anything. You can make Christmas little ornaments, little balls, and make those earrings. You can do a wide array of things. I figured I'd throw that in there just to keep the wheels moving, right? I've heard in other creators and other forums where people kind of get into a rut and they really don't know what to print, and maybe they're kind of fresh out of ideas. And sometimes you just have to think outside of the box, within the box. That sounds a little weird, right? But hear me out here. Thinking outside of the box is coming up with solutions that aren't in the sphere of your day-to-day. That's my interpretation of thinking outside of the box. Thinking in a way that can solve a problem or fix something or accomplish something in a way that's not done usually. Thinking outside of the box while thinking inside of the box means taking the thing that's already here, the holiday season, and thinking outside of it by creating something that's an addition to the holiday spirit. And this is a simple version of it. During this holiday season, I'm going to be looking to make a cup, a mug, a plastic mug with a Christmas tree on it, maybe some ornaments, maybe a jolly snowman. That'll be one of the videos that are coming up. So if you are checking out this channel, if you've seen a couple of videos or this is the first, hit the like and subscribe and check out the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything, and what it really does is helps build this community. At the end of the day, I'm making these videos for everybody. They're not even for me. It's just to showcase, hey, I'm 45 and I can do it. Who cares what age you are? If you want to start making stuff that's simple, grab a 3D printer. They're affordable and they're very, very accessible to everybody. So that's it. Back to the print here. This thing is time-lapsing it up, so you'll see it soon. All right, we are finished here. This is it. This is our very first snowflake that we just created together. All right, let's break this bad boy off. All right, and there it is. And that is it. Just like that, we have created our very first snowflake. Now, keep in mind, it's always hard to do something in the beginning, but the more you do it, the better you get. That is one of those kind of things that I keep saying when it comes to 3D printing. Hey, look, you suck today, but you'll be better tomorrow. And then the next day, you'll be twice as good as you are today. Don't get discouraged when it comes to learning new things to print. And again, this is just a simple sample of what can be done with these things. Absolutely love it. Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Every time I get to create a video, I get just as excited as the day I got the printer. It's really, really cool to share the journey so far and the experiences that I've had learning how to 3D print. If you're down with the channel and you're digging the content, hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a video. It would mean a huge deal to me. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by December 31st. It's a lofty goal, but I know we can get there because I can see it in the views that people are actually enjoying the shorts. So I'm hoping that the long form translates as well as the shorts do. If it's too long for you, let me know in the comments. I can try to trim some of them down and keep the longer form ones for some of the people who enjoy it. But throw it in the comments what you thought was the easiest part of creating this snowflake. Was it taking the JPEG into Fusion? Was it extruding it after you designed it? Throw it in the comments. Let me know, let everybody know what the easiest part or the part that you think you'll be able to handle the best right off the bat. Any questions you guys have, throw them in the comments. Let me know. As far as the filament I'm using right now, I'm using the Sunlu filament that I got a couple of days ago, last week or so. I'm using the Bambu Lab A1 Mini as my main printer. and I'm using Fusion 360 as my CAD software where I'm designing and then sending over to Bambu. Until the next video, go print something, have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys soon. And go create something. Go make a snowflake. Have a good one.